Hey there. All right, how many of you have been to a Champions Workshop? How many of you went to the Champions Workshop? Great. So if you went to the Champions Workshop, you saw this formula before, and great news, you want to see it a couple times, and in this exercise, we're going to take it to a whole new level. We're going to take it to a whole new level. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to take your things, move all your chairs, and move that out to the sides of the room. And then I'm going to ask you to gather in the back. If you could please leave 4 chairs for me here when I'm going to be setting up, that would be great. So you're going to move those chairs in the back of the room and gather back there. When you're back there, you're going to share your 90-day goal. So how many of you at lunch came up with a risky 90-day goal? Great. So when you're back there, you're going to share that with a couple people. Now, I mean share it. That's what I'm talking about. So no story, no, you're not going to explain it. You're just going to share your 90-day goal with a couple people and what you want to create. So if you guys could do that, go ahead and move your chairs and do those things, and I'll meet you in the back of the room. So they're going to do that, and I'm going to get it all set up and all that. Great. Please stop talking. Please stop talking. Who's got a risky 90-day goal they'd like to share? Perfect. You want to enroll in school. Great. So is that goal specific? You want to enroll in school. Very specific. Is it measurable? Yes. Is it achievable? Is that goal achievable for you? Yes. Is it risky? Yes. And can it be done within 90 days or timely? Good. Nice. Let's give her a hand. Who else has a 90-day goal? Perfect. What's your 90-day goal? To release 30 pounds. Okay, she wants to release 30 pounds. Is that specific? Yeah, because if she gets 25 pounds or she gets 32 pounds, it's measurable. Same type of thing. Is that achievable for you or attainable? Yes, that's attainable. And what about that is achievable for you? Great. And you can do that in a healthy way. All right. And what about that is risky for you? Yep, going to the gym, all those things, staying on schedule, and you can do that within the 90 days. Great. So we got a couple of good 90-day goals here. So what I want to ask is first-time students, who wants to come up here and help us out? Who wants to help us get started? Who wants to help us get started? Okay, great. I'm going to take Sally. Thank you for the rest of you that came up here. If you could just gather back in the back, and I'm going to work with Sally. So what just happened there? What just happened? Yeah, Sally came forward and she showed a little intention there, but I don't want to know what Sally did. I want to know what you did. What you did. Oh, okay. So you hesitated. You hesitated. And why do you think you did that? You weren't sure what it was going to look like. You were nervous about what would happen. You were nervous about making a fool out of yourself, those types of things. Well, let me ask you this. Is there other places in life where when you hold back, when you don't engage, you're not getting what you say you want? Yeah. So how's that working for you? What are your results like? They're not really working. Okay. We don't want to make any of that wrong. We don't want to make any of that wrong, but you want to notice. Who else? Charles, what's going on with you? Okay. So you raise your hand. And what did you want me to do when you raise your hand? Great. You wanted me to call on you. Okay. So you wanted me to call on you. So you wanted to get permission from me before you would engage. Does that sound about right? Yeah. So where in life are you waiting for everybody to get on board, or you're waiting for permission before you ever get started? Yeah. How are the results that you're creating with that going? Not what you want, huh? Not what you want. Okay. And it's not creating a large amount of change in a short amount of time for you, is it? No, it's not. It's not. All right. So first of all, can we not make any of that wrong? Let's not make any of that wrong. Let's get real here and let's not make that wrong. Let's just notice that we're not where we say we want to be. We're not where we say that we want to be, right? So I'm going to suggest that it is our programs that's keeping us from where we say we want to be. It's our programs. It's our set of sunglasses that's stopping us from getting what we say we want. So I'm going to work with Sally here, and I'm going to work with Sally because she came up, she showed a little bit of intention, and she showed that she wanted me to work with her. So Sally, what's your 90-day goal? What's your risky 90-day goal? Great, you want to create $10,000 in 90 days. All right, $10,000 in 90 days. That is awesome. So as you see here, we've got 4 chairs. So Sally, why don't you come right over here to these, right to the front chairs. So these 2 chairs are going to be the front, and those 2 chairs back there are going to be the finish line, where you're going to accomplish your goal, okay? So you're going to get up here, and you're going to shout your goal in an emotional way. I'm going to create $10,000 in the next 90 days. That's from your gut. It's emotional, and it's really exciting. It's really exciting. So why do we want to shout? Why do I want Sally to shout her goal in an emotional way? Yes, because her heart hears it. Her heart hears it. And what's the 2 ways to bust up programs? What are those 2 ways? Do you remember what's number 1? Repetition. 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 And the second one is emotional involvement. Exactly right. So we want to be stating our goal with emotion. We want our heart to hear that, stating our goal with emotion and excitement, and really looking to get engaged. So we're going to do that. So Sally, you're going to get up here. You're going to be bold. You're going to say, I want to create $10,000 in the next 90 days. And then you're going to start moving to the other side of the room. You're going to start moving to the other side of the room. Wait for my instructions. I'm going to give you some instructions, so go ahead. And she says, I'm going to create $10,000 in the next 90 days. And Sally starts walking. And I say, Sally, if you could stop right there, that'd be great. That'd be great. So, based on the formula, what is the mechanism that Sally was using? Walking. Exactly. Based on the formula, the mechanism is walking. What is her intention? And how do we know she has one? What was her intention? To get to the other side of the room. What was her intention? To get there. So she shouted out her goal in a bold way. Okay, so every time somebody says something in a bold way means they're going to accomplish their goal? No. So what's her intention? Well, she said she wanted to accomplish that goal. So every time somebody says they want to accomplish their goal, they're going to accomplish that goal? No. So what's her intention? Oh, so she's passionate about it. So every time somebody gets passionate about something, they're going to accomplish whatever it is that they're passionate about. No. So what's Sally's intention, and how do we know she's got one? What is it? Okay, so based on the formula, we've got a result in the room. So intention plus mechanism equals result. Based on the formula, we've got a result in the room. Where is Sally standing? In the middle. So what's her result? In the middle. So we can't say it's her intention to get to the other side, can we? Okay, so what is her intention now? Okay, so what is her intention now? Okay, what is her intention now? She's not moving. What's her intention now? Great, good job, Sally. Good job. As she then crossed the finish line. So let's give Sally a hand. All right. Now some of you are thinking, I'm sure glad I didn't volunteer. Wow, he just humiliated her in front of the whole group. I'm glad I didn't do that. Well, yeah. I did ask Sally to stop. And I just said, hey, can you stop right here? But did I wrestle Sally to the ground? Did I wrestle her to the ground? No, I just asked her to stop. So is there going to be times in life out there when you tell somebody something that they're going to tell you to stop? They're going to tell you that this just may not be the right time for you right now? This wasn't meant for you? Could people do that? Sure. I mean, maybe Tom, you've got a great idea. You've got a great idea, but you've got a high-paying job. And so somebody say, why would you leave your high-paying job to go do that? That sounds crazy. Or maybe you've got kids in college, and why would you leave when they're in college to go do that? Because that's putting a lot at risk. Or maybe you shouldn't be with that boyfriend. Maybe you should try and have other relationships that are out there. Or you want to release 20 pounds. But you don't look overweight. You look great. You look good to me. You don't look overweight. Why would you want to do that? So these kind-hearted people in our lives will tell us that because they think they're doing the right thing. They think they're doing you a favor to talk to you about that and bring you up. And so you get to get really clear on what your intention is and what you say you want to create in life. What you say you want to create. And can we be compassionate about these people who we love that are telling us these things? And still keep an open mind? Still keep an open mind to what we want to do? Yeah, we can definitely do that. So maybe Sally stopped because she wanted to honor me. Maybe she stopped because she wanted to honor you guys. Maybe she stopped because she wanted to be a great example in the moment. She wanted to be a good demonstration for all of you guys. And maybe she was wanting to learn something and letting you guys learn something too. Maybe she did that. And when she got to the middle, she got stuck. And that's what's exciting about this. When you get stuck, that's exciting. Because did you see what happened? As I started talking more, Sally started raising her intention. She kind of started looking both ways, raising her intention. And she said, I'm going to get that goal. I'm going to create that $10,000. And I'm going to do that. I don't care what he says. And she went, whoop, boom, right across the finish line and accomplished her goal. And she got that goal. So she raised her intention, and that's what she wanted to do. All right. So next, we get to talk about safety. The number one thing we want to do is talk about safety. So what I want you to do is I want you guys to all line up here, all line up in front of me, and we'll get started talking about safety. So go ahead. Okay, so what did you notice? What did you notice? There was a little bit more urgency. So I want to get straight with you. So I showed you a formula that works every single time to create success. And when I offered that to you, nobody really wanted to step forward. There was no one jumping to step forward and help lead the exercise. But as soon as I started taking mechanisms away from you, taking those mechanisms away, a lot of you were kind of pushing people out of the way and getting to the front of the line. So we want to notice that. Why is that? Well, I believe it's a paradigm shift. You're witnessing a paradigm shift. And what's the urgency about? Yeah, those mechanisms were going away, so it's a fear that there's not going to be any mechanisms left for me, or I'm going to get left, or those types of things. And so that's an example to me of what happens in crisis. What happens in crisis? And oftentimes people wait until a crisis happens before they take that committed action. So let's say you got a business, and that business is in danger of going out of business. And so now you get committed. Now you stay late. Now you get committed to doing the things you didn't want to do. Or maybe you have a romantic relationship and one person's got one step outside the relationship. So now you get committed. Now you want to change. Now you want to do all those things. So can we do those can we do the same things but not be in crisis? Can we do those things and get committed before the crisis happens? Yeah. I'm going to encourage you to do these things before that crisis happens. Before that happens. So, I just mentioned the first thing we got to talk about is safety. The first thing we want to talk about, the number one thing we want to talk about is safety. So you remember all those forms that you signed before you came in the first night? And it talked about losing life and limb and those types of things. Well, that's this exercise. That's this exercise. And this module is not dangerous, but there have been injuries in this module. And I'm telling you that because I want you to be aware of the safety. So there have been injuries in this module. None of the modules that Clemmer does are dangerous. None of them are dangerous. It's just that people tend to get a little overzealous with the modules. They get really excited and they do something that maybe their body wasn't ready to do. So for example, if you haven't done a triple sow-cow split in the last 20 to 30 years, this may not be a good opportunity to try that again. Or you just had a spinal tap the other day. It's not a good time to hurry across the finish line. You know your body. You know your body. You know, it makes me think, if you've never done a handstand before, today is not your day. Today is not your day. So the number one thing we want to do is to be safe. Who's responsible for your safety? Repeat after me. I'm responsible for my safety. So who's responsible for your safety? I'm responsible for my safety. And if somebody is being unsafe, I'm going to shut this thing down. I will shut this down because I'm committed to safety. Committed to safety. So that being said, what you're going to do is you're going to come up to the front. You're going to say your goal in a loud, emotional way. I'm going to create $10,000 in the next 90 days. And then you're going to choose a mechanism and go to the and move to the other side. Now, that mechanism cannot be a mechanism that's already done before. So Sally, what mechanism did she use to get across the room? Right, she walked. So because Sally walked, nobody can use that mechanism. Now, if Sally chose to skip across the room, then skipping would be out. And because I said skipping is out, it's out. So skipping is out. Now, if Sally chose to run across the room, running would be out. And because I said running is now out. And if Sally chose to do cartwheels across the room, cartwheels would be out. And now I said, you're getting it, okay? So now I said cartwheels, and cartwheels are now out. So you cannot choose a mechanism that was done before you. You've got to come up with a new mechanism each time we do that. So you're going to shout that out, come out with a mechanism. Now, if somebody chooses a mechanism that's been done before, chooses a mechanism that's been done before, we need a sound to let them know that. What's that sound going to sound like? Yeah, so if they choose a mechanism that's already been done, we're all going to go, and that person is going to come to the front of the room. Where? To the front of the room and choose a new mechanism to move across the room and move across the room. Great. So in just a minute, I'm going to get us started. You're going to wait for my signal before each person goes. And who's responsible for your safety? I'm responsible for my safety. Great. I'm going to go start the music, wait till I get back, and then we'll get started. So I go over, I start the music, get back, and they start moving across the room. Then they're done with the first one. I say, great, please stop talking. All right, in this one, it's going to look very similar, but there's going to be a couple of changes. One, I'm going to start people a little bit faster on this one, so just be aware of that. And then the other one is you're going to shout your goal to the room, but you're going to shout your goal as you go all the way across the room. You're going to choose a mechanism that hasn't been done before. And if you get you come back to the front of the line. And who's responsible for your safety? I'm responsible for my safety. Great. So go ahead. And then we'll do that 4 or 5 times total, just so you know. Great. Please stop talking. Nice job, everybody. Please stop talking. Can I get a volunteer? Whoa! Okay, great. I'll take Jim. Great. Let's give Jim a hand. Great. So Jim, I want you to move to the other side of the room using a mechanism that hasn't been used. Can you do that? Great. Go ahead. All right. Now, Jim, I want you to choose a mechanism that hasn't been used, but you're not able to use your arms. Go ahead. Does that? Great. Now, Jim, I want you to choose a mechanism that hasn't been used and you don't get to use your legs. And he does that. Great. Are you ready for one more, Jim? Can you do one more? All right. So this time, I want you to choose a mechanism that has not been done, and at no time does any part of your body, your clothing, your shoes, any of that allowed to touch the floor as you move across. So no parts of your body are allowed to touch the floor. There will be no one who will carry him. There's no partners in this. There's no partners in this. Nobody will carry him. Okay? And don't offer him solutions, please, from the crowd, because I don't think you're going to take Jim home with you after the seminar, right? So he's got to be able to come up with these solutions on his own. Great. All right, give Jim a hand. Let's gather up. Grab a seat on the carpet. If you need a chair, feel free to do a chair. Let's move with some urgency and let's recap this.